They don't ask, don't tell. Do not overshare. Today's topic is what you should do if you're fired from a position. This is not as difficult as people think. With everything that's going on during the pandemic, with everything that's going on with companies going out of business, not having the funding, things of that nature, it's not as hard as people would think, but it still wasn't that hard pre-COVID. Now, as a recruiter, I have never asked why you left the position. That's just not something I do. But there are recruiters who do ask. If somebody asks, just be as honest as possible, but don't overshare. I say don't overshare because people tell me so many things that I never needed to know that could be detrimental to them getting the position. Oversharing, number one, is absolutely something you should never do. I don't want you to get oversharing confused with giving detail. Oversharing is something, and these are things that I've heard. I hate my boss didn't like me, conflict of interest, we just couldn't get along. Because if I'm hearing that as a recruiter or a hiring manager, now I'm starting to think, are you just not able to get along with people? Second thing, and this happens a lot also, do not bash your former company. If I hear you bash any company you've ever been with, I'm going to think you're going to do the same thing to this company. If you're on social media bashing companies, we're going to look. And I'm going to think you're going to bash us too if something doesn't work out in your favor. So now you could have negatively affected you getting this position with either bashing your company or saying something negative about your work environment instead of just, it did not work out, it wasn't a good fit, I'm looking for something else. That's it. Do not bash former coworkers. Do not bash your company. The third one I've kind of already gone over. They don't ask, don't tell. Do not overshare. I know people get nervous. This is why I said before, write down answers to questions you know you're going to be asked or you think you might be asked. If you go through the first round of interview, it'll be more than likely by a sourcer. Tape it or take notes. She asked this, he or she asked this, he or she asked this. Because a lot of the time, you're going to be asked some of the same questions in your round with the hiring manager. You don't want to take a situation that's already a little rocky and make it much worse while you're trying to find a new job. We will definitely take that into consideration and say, maybe it wasn't a job, maybe it wasn't a company, maybe it wasn't the coworkers, it was probably you. This is Will as always. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Me and Latoya from Global Placement Services will definitely be doing some lives here within a couple of weeks where we'll be using StreamYard, and we'll let you know when those are coming out. So please put your questions below. Also, if you want to find me for any reason or connect with me for any reason, please, all the information is in my bio. As always, thanks for coming.